14-foot alligator caught in Florida with body on the street in the water, carrying a woman body. She's 40 something years old and she was swallowed by an alligator. Unfortunately, suffocated and died by the alligator. Someone was passing the bridge and saw the alligator in the water eating with this poor lady in his mouth. He never saw something like that in his life and he was so shocked. He could not believe what he was seeing. He immediately called the fire station. They called the police and brought out the crew and they got to work. The alligator was still there with the body in its mouth. Obviously, it was too heavy for him to move. I don't know why it was there, but I think once the alligator get the food that they want, obviously they will just stay right there. 13-foot alligator, you know, they'll stay there. Say about this.
Jamarcus Bullard says he took a good look at it and noticed something was in the gator's mouth.
I noticed it had a body in its mouth, like a lower torso. So once I saw that, I ran straight to the fire department and got them. They confirmed it was the body.
Bullard says seeing something like that is surreal and tragic.
I thought it was fake. It was my first time seeing a gator in real life as well. So I was just like, it was pretty cool. But like once I saw what it had, I was like, is that like a mannequin body? It looked like it was pale and white.
After alerting the fire department, dozens of Pinellas County Sheriff's deputies and FWC officers got to the scene. A huge response along 134th Street North off of Ulmerton Road in Largo. Skyfox overhead showing a large alligator on the ground. Investigators looking for answers.
I was on my way to a job interview, and I was always looking to the lake, just, for fish and stuff, and I spotted the gator.
Jamarcus Bullard says he took
so this was the individual who saw the alligator, and he's just explaining the whole situation of what went on.
Alligator attack in Largo. The daughter of the 41-year-old victim is speaking out. This tragic incident happened Friday evening on 134th Avenue North. That's near McKay Creek, where officials found parts of a body in an alligator's mouth. Fox 13 Jennifer Veglas is here tonight. Jennifer, you spoke with the daughter. What do we know about the victim?
Yeah, so we know that 23-year-old Brianna Doris now has to plan a funeral for her 41-year-old mother, Sabrina Peckham. Doris tells me her mom was living in a homeless camp in a wooded area nearby, but never expected to hear from Largo police on Friday that her mom died from an alligator attack.
Every second of every day in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, she's gonna walk through the door. Like, this is all a nightmare, but it's not.
Tonight, Brianna Doris is at a loss for words, still processing how her mom, Sabrina Peckham, was killed just a few days ago here by a 14-foot alligator.
Knowing that's how she went, it wasn't painless, it wasn't fast, it wasn't easy. She struggled.
Doris says Peckham was living in the woods nearby, but every morning and every evening, her mom would stop by to see her grandkids. When she didn't show up Thursday evening and Friday morning, Doris knew something wasn't right. Hours later, FWC and Largo PD received multiple calls from people spotting the alligator with a human body part in its mouth. Our Skyfox cameras capturing the scene at the creek, where tonight a makeshift memorial with flowers and balloons are posted. Doris says despite Peckham's criminal history of trespassing and drug possession, she wants people to know how big her mother's heart was.
Selfless, 100% selfless. She was homeless herself, but it didn't matter. She'd give you the last piece of food on her plate. She would give you the shirt off of her back if she needed to.
Now, Peckham's official cause of death is still under investigation, but you can count on us to share the results from the medical examiner's office once they are released. Lloyd.
Fox 13's Jennifer Veglas reporting for us tonight. Jennifer, thanks.
No one can ever prepare for this situation. As you can see, guys, Florida is under attack with alligators.
Work and interview.
An afternoon stroll to a job interview brought divers, deputies, and distress to a Largo neighborhood on Friday.
I just happened to look over in this lake and I saw the alligator head, But then like once I looked closer, it had like a bottom like torso in its mouth.
Jamarcus Bullard tells us he didn't believe what he was seeing.
My brain was trying to like not believe it, but like it was real.
ABC Action News Air 1 shows crews pulling that gator out of McKay Creek just north of Ridgecrest Park, and witnesses say it was killed.
They told us it was 13 feet long, and it was a second gator that was bigger. The helicopters picked up a heat signature from the infrared, but they couldn't get it.
The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission are investigating this incident. But as those crews cleared out, those who live in and walk around this neighborhood say they're left afraid.
My kids walk by there all the time, so it's really scary.
It's scary, and there's a lot of kids that come from school and they walk this way. They don't have any like gates or anything, so work and interview.
An afternoon stroll to a job interview brought divers, deputies, and distress to a Largo neighborhood on Friday.
I just happened to look over in this lake and I saw the alligator head, but then like once I looked closer, it had like a bottom like torso in its mouth.
Jamarcus Bullard tells us he didn't believe what he was seeing.
My brain was trying to like not believe it, but like it was real.
ABC Action News Air 1 shows crews pulling that gator out of McKay Creek just north of Ridgecrest Park, and witnesses say it was killed.
They told us it was 13 feet long, and it was a second gator that was bigger. The helicopters picked up a heat signature from the infrared, but they couldn't get it.
The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission are investigating this incident. But as those crews cleared out, those who live in and walk around this neighborhood say they're left afraid.
My kids walk by there all the time, so it's really scary.
It's scary, and there's a lot of kids that come from school and they walk this way. They don't have any like gates or anything, so.
This is absolutely devastating news. Guys, we have to be careful out there. Be aware of your surrounding, especially in Florida when you're in the hooded areas where they have a lot of lakes and stuff. There is a 50% that there's alligators in those lakes, snakes in those lakes. So many different kind of species are in those lakes. But the alligators and snakes are more dangerous. So you guys have to be aware of your surrounding when you're outside and living in the hooded areas around lakes and water and bushes. You know, anything can come out of those bushes and come out of those water. So don't think that you're safe when you're walking. You should always be aware of your environment, and you should always be ready to run. Always look around when you're walking. Don't walk straight with your head looking forward. You have to look behind you. You have to be ready in action mode to run in case some attack came your way, because these days are not safe. You're not safe by human. You're not safe by animal, you know, and the unthinkable can happen at any moment. I am so sorry for this family. My condolence goes out to her. And I hope her daughter find peace and strength to recover from this situation, because no one wants to have their mother found out that their mother has been eaten by an alligator or been eaten by anything at all and died by anything at all. God bless her. Let's pray for her. Let's hope that everything will go good for her, because they were going through a lot of problems, and she was also a good person, as she said. Even though she was homeless, she still cared about them. You know, so God bless her, and I hope that, that she will recover from this tragedy. And I know that her kids are going to miss their grandmother. And I would never want to have someone close to me lost their life like this, in no form or way. But life is unpredictable. We just have to always be aware of the environment, and always look around. Be aware of your surrounding wherever you go. God bless you. If you guys like this channel, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'd like to know what you think about this video, and I will be bringing you more content soon. Thank you guys.